You ever feel that that intense pressure trying to turn around a struggling business, maybe a small one you've just poured everything into?
Oh, yeah.
You're scrolling, you're clicking, reading, everything, just desperate for that one idea, the silver bullet. And then almost always you bump into that resource, the one everyone's talking about. Promises the world, but also stirs up, well, a lot of debate online.
It's such a common experience for entrepreneurs, isn't it? And for a lot of them, especially with those smaller ventures, Alex Hormozi's $100 offers is exactly that kind of thing.
Right.
We actually saw some listener feedback, someone asking point blank, I have a small failing business. Could reading it actually help me?
Yeah.
And like you said, just like any popular, maybe disruptive idea, this book comes with this fascinating mix of reviews. You've got the passionate fans and then the total skeptics.
Exactly. Some people are calling it a total game changer. Others are like, nah, it's just generic business fluff. So for this deep dive, our mission is, well, let's cut through all that noise. We're going to dive headfirst into Hormozi's main idea, how to make an offer so good, so valuable that, like he famously says, people feel stupid saying no. We'll look at how it actually works in the real world, tackle the skepticism, and really unpack what's valuable in these ideas so you can figure out if it's maybe the right way for you to think about your own business strategy.
Okay, so let's get into that core principle then. Because really, Hormozi's work, and we saw this echoed by a Reddit user, let's call him Father Often, who actually applied these ideas.
Yeah.
It really boils down to one powerful, maybe overlooked truth. You'd absolutely have to make an offer that someone feels, well, almost compelled to accept.
Compelled, right.
And this isn't about some slick sales trick or, mind games. It's about creating and delivering immense value, real value, to the marketplace.
Okay.
Think of it this way. The market isn't going to reward you for, good intentions or what you want or need. It only cares about the actual tangible value you bring.
And I guess that's where the skepticism starts to creep in, isn't it? You see these big claims, and then you see comments like, is this just recycled advice? Or, look, experience beats reading any book.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, okay, how does this big idea, this immense value thing, actually become something concrete, something that can, fix a business that's struggling?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to talk about value, but defining it, delivering it in a way that actually moves the needle, that's much harder.
Yeah.
And to show this, let's dive into this really fascinating real-world case study. It's from that same Reddit user, Father Often. He basically documented his whole journey applying these principles almost like a test to see if the book's ideas held up.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for me. So picture this. Father Often goes on this road trip.
Right.
Several days, visiting different commercial truck repair shops. But he doesn't walk in selling anything specific. He just has a notebook and asks this one simple but pretty deep question to the owners, the managers. What products, what parts would you really like to save money on if you could get the same quality for less?
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah. And he's just jotting down answers, part numbers, taking photos. What jumps out at me is how he resisted selling anything up front. He just focused entirely on listening, finding the market's real pain points. He wasn't inventing a need. He was finding one that was already there, deeply felt. And pretty quickly, a pattern showed up. One specific part, the commodity part, kept getting requested over and over for better pricing.
That initial research, that almost ethnographic approach, it's absolutely critical. It's the difference between guessing what people need and actually knowing it.
Right.
So once Father Often found that high demand, high cost part, he really went deep. He researched cross-part numbers, tracked down distributors, manufacturers, basically reverse engineered the whole pricing structure from the factory right to the shop floor. And the breakthrough. He found he could source the exact same part, same quality, from 5 factories over in Turkey. And the cost, get this, $24.80 each.
$24.80 compared to what they were paying.
Compared to the $169 his potential customers were paying at the time.
Whoa. Okay, that is creating immense value. That's not a discount. That's a revolution for that part.
Exactly. So the irresistible offer he put together was $78 per part.
$78. Still a huge saving.
Huge. But there was a condition. Minimum order, 2 pallets, which was 90 pieces. And crucially, freight was included. No hidden costs, no logistical headaches for the customer.
Okay, let's look at those numbers because they really tell the story here.
Yeah, they do.
Original annual cost for those 90 parts.
Right.
$15,210.
Right.
With Father Often's offer, their new cost, $7,020.
Huge drop.
That's $8,190 in direct savings. Over 53% of what they were spending on just that one part. You can almost hear the shop owner breathing a sigh of relief, can't you?
Totally. And for Father Often, just for, as he put it, pushing paperwork, his profit on that first deal was $3,038. But here's what makes it a real Grand Slam offer. Not just a good deal, it's the strategy behind it.
All right.
The customer didn't just save money, they got a competitive edge. They could now potentially resell those parts to other local shops using that massive price difference, turning a cost into maybe a profit center.
Oh, interesting.
And Father Often, he planned to slightly raise his price for those other shops, maybe to $85, $95, combine the orders to get even better factory pricing, and basically set up recurring annual business. It wasn't just win-win, it was win-win-win. Father Often wins, his customer wins, the customer's network potentially wins.
That is some seriously strategic thinking. But, okay, the obvious question comes up, right? When you see a price drop that big, what, like 85% less than the original retail?
Yeah, it's dramatic.
The first thing anyone thinks, and actually another Reddit user, TargetWide3343, asked this: what about the quality? How do you trust it when the price is that different, especially for something like truck parts? That's a huge worry for businesses.
It's a completely valid question. Essential, really. And Father Often's answer was key, and it highlights a subtle part of this Hormozi approach. He stressed focusing on commodity parts widgets that are consumable and required.
Okay, commodity parts.
Right. Often parts where the design is standard, manufacturing is well established. His point was the strategy wasn't about finding lower quality parts. It was about cutting out the middle layers, the distribution, the markups.
Optimizing the supply chain.
Exactly. By going direct to manufacturers making the same or equivalent spec parts, he could offer that way lower price without sacrificing the part's function or durability. So it implies equivalent quality for less, achieved by being smarter about sourcing, not by cutting corners on the product itself.
So it's really about changing how value is perceived. It's not just cheap, it's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen this idea of immense value in action, like the real example. Now let's dig into Hormozi's actual framework, because that's the structure, the method behind these kinds of results.
Yeah.
And first, I think it's important to understand Hormozi himself. His background. The reading graphics summary we looked at points out he's not just some author writing about business. He's built and sold multiple businesses himself. Gym Launch is the famous one, right? Served over 5,000 gyms. And the story is he went from nearly broke to making $3 million profit in 1 year, then scaled up to $120 million in sales. Now he's apparently earning something like $1.6 million a week from his portfolio.
Well, that's quite a track record.
And knowing that track record is absolutely vital, especially when you hear some of those comments calling him a scammer or saying he just makes money selling books.
Right.
Hormozi is actually really open about his model, and it's quite strategic. He gives away tons of insights books for $1, sometimes free, not out of pure kindness, but as a really effective lead magnet.
A lead magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His stated goal is to get tons of entrepreneurs succeeding using his methods. Because once those businesses hit a certain size, say $3 to $10 million in annual sales, he wants them to reach out. He might invest in them, help them grow even faster.
So that's the end game.
Exactly. That generates more profit for him, which he uses to buy more businesses. It's a calculated, very transparent way to build this huge business empire. It's not really about the books. It's about funding future partners.
That totally reframes the whole why is he giving this away question, doesn't it? It's not the dollar book, it's the multi-million-dollar investments later on. Okay, so how does he suggest we get there? He has this 3-part sequence, right? Market, offer, persuasion, and the order matters.
Precisely. Let's break that down, because each step builds on the last. Part 1, choosing the right market. Hormozi looks for 4 key things here: immense pain, buying power, easy access, and growth.
Immense pain.
Yeah, you want customers who don't just want your solution, they desperately need it because their pain is so intense. They also need the money to actually afford it. That's buying power.
Makes sense.
Third, they need to be easy for you to find and reach accessibility. And lastly, you want a market that's growing, not shrinking growth potential.
He often mentions evergreen markets, health, wealth, relationships. They usually have these traits. But the crucial part is niching down within those markets. Like Gym Launch, they didn't target all gyms. They focused only on micro gyms meeting specific criteria. 100+ members, 1+ employee, signed lease, weight loss focus. They actually turned away business that didn't fit.
Which kind of ironically, leads us right to the core of it all.
Yeah.
Designing a grand slam offer. This isn't just writing a sales pitch. It's about engineering an offer that's so valuable, so irresistible, that the gap between the value and the price feels massive. You want people to genuinely feel like they're getting way more than they're paying for.
Yeah.
Like it's an almost unbelievable opportunity.
And this is where his value equation comes in. It's fundamental, really, to understanding perceived value. He frames it like this. Value equals dream outcome times perceived likelihood, divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice.
Okay, value, dream outcome, X, likelihood, time delay, X effort.
Exactly. And that equation is like a diagnostic tool. Your goal is always to maximize the top part, the customer's desired dream outcome, and their belief, their perceived likelihood that your solution will actually get them there.
Ah, the dream outcome. So that's not just like buying a gym membership. It's losing 20 pounds and feeling great again.
Precisely.
It's not the plane ticket. It's arriving at that amazing vacation spot totally refreshed. It's what the customer really wants deep down emotionally. The destination, not just the transport.
Got it. And then you need to aggressively minimize the bottom half of that equation. Time delay, how fast they get that dream outcome, and effort and sacrifice, how much work, hassle, or cost is involved for them.
Okay, maximize the good stuff, minimize the bad stuff.
Right. If you can offer a huge desired dream outcome, make them believe strongly they'll achieve it, deliver it quickly, and make it super easy for them, boom. You've created something incredibly valuable, almost impossible to refuse. Think about Father Often's truck parts again. Huge savings, dream outcome, basically guaranteed, high likelihood, delivered free, minimal effort, and probably on a decent time delay. It fits the equation perfectly.
That makes total sense. And then the last part 3, is about enhancing the offer, right?
Yeah.
Once you've got that solid value foundation.
Yes. This is where you add layers, using psychology strategically to make a great offer even better. He talks about using scarcity, maybe only offering it to the first 50 customers. Urgency, putting a deadline on the offer.
Like ends Friday.
Exactly. Then adding bonuses, extra things that add value and feel like a gift. Powerful guarantees that take away the customer's risk. Even just naming and packaging your offer effectively. These aren't tricks, they're like amplifiers for the value you've already built.
Amplifiers, I like that.
Yeah. Think about a bonus, like sign up this week, get a free 30-minute strategy session, normally $300. That adds urgency and perceived value, makes it harder to put off. Or a guarantee, not just money back, but maybe a results guarantee. If you don't lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, we'll coach you free until you do and give you double your money back.
Wow, okay. That takes all the risk off the customer.
Completely. It boosts their perceived likelihood of success and makes their effort feel minimal. This is how, as Hormozi says, Grand Slam offers get you out of the pricing war and into a category of one. You stop competing just on price because you're offering something unique and overwhelmingly valuable.
It's fascinating, though, how these ideas land differently with different people, isn't it? Hormozi's framework seems really comprehensive, but it's important we acknowledge the range of opinions out there. Not everyone drinks the Kool-Aid, so to speak.
No, absolutely not. And that's healthy. On one side, you have the real enthusiasts, maybe the Hormozi hounds, you could call them. These folks find his stuff fantastic, a great starting place, really powerful if actually applied. They love the simplicity and elegance of that value equation, how it gives this fundamental grasp of business. For them, it's clarifying, it's actionable, maybe a breath of fresh air compared to vague advice.
Right. But then you've got the pragmatists, maybe the experienced skeptics.
Yeah, that fits. They might say, look, it's a fine way to put together pretty generic advice. Or, more bluntly, experience matters way more than reading any book. We saw that Reddit user, You've Always Taken, bring up MJ DeMarco's ping the market idea. That perspective is all about learning by doing. Test your idea with real customers, like right away. See how they react, those are the pings, and then adjust based on that real-world feedback. It's a strong case for action over just reading.
So it really highlights that tension between theory and actually getting your hands dirty.
Exactly. And the main takeaway from all these different views seems to be this. Hormozi's framework, incredibly insightful, yes, but it's not some sort of quick fix.
Definitely not.
And you often hear, you kind of need something already going on before his stuff becomes really useful. It's not a magic wand. It's more like a detailed blueprint.
A blueprint, yeah.
It gives you the knowledge to make smart decisions, but it's the decisions you make, the action you take, the consistent work, like Father often put in, that actually transforms a business.
Which brings us back to you, the listener. Whether you're in the thick of it with a small business, or just trying to sharpen your strategy. What this deep dive shows, I think, is that Hormozi's ideas, if you approach them critically and crucially, pair them with direct action, can be a really powerful framework. It's about looking past the hype, understanding those core principles of creating value, not just chasing easy answers. So what does this mean for you right now? Think about your own customers,
Yeah.
the people you serve every day. What immense pain are they feeling right now? Something maybe your competitors are glossing over or only addressing on the surface. And how could you, using that value equation, design an offer? An offer that shrinks their time commitment, minimizes their effort, but skyrockets their belief that they'll get their ultimate dream outcome. An offer so well-crafted, so packed with value that they genuinely feel stupid to say no to it. Don't just think about it, start asking those questions. Start looking for that pain. See what irresistible offer you might be able to create.